Hello, good evening. Please confirm if I'm audible.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Alright, thank you so much, Alexander. Students will wait for 2 more minutes that other student could also join, and then we will start the session.
Okay, sir. Sir, how are we going to complete the cash flow statement?
Yeah, okay. Cash flow statement. We we will be if it is possible for you to take extra class after the session, then only we'll be able to cover something in the cash flow.
Yes, sir. I'm okay with it.
Okay, na? So yeah, so let's do one extra class after this session.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
All right. Okay. So let's start. I'm not sure whether anyone else is going to join or not. Okay, everyone. So in the previous session, Alexander and Mariam, we were discussing the activity ratios wherein we have, I think, already covered the inventory turnover ratio. We already did trade table turnover ratio and the trade receivable turnover ratio as well. And I think we did see question based on the working turnover ratio. I'm not sure. Kindly confirm if we did the question based on the working capital turnover ratio or not.
Yes, sir, we have done. We only have profitability ratio left.
All right, so we need to just cover the profitability. Okay, so in order to start profitability ratio, we'll have to first of all cover few formulas. Okay, so let's start. Let's continue with the profitability ratio.
So, sir, try your best to cover this in this session itself because I have test on this topic as well tomorrow.
You have tests based on this topic tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we have already completed almost 90% of the chapter. Only the profitability ratio is left, and yeah, we'll be able to cover the formula at least of all the formula of this topic, and I'll try to cover a few questions as well. But yeah, you will have to practice a few more questions based on the formula that I'll be writing here. Formula based on questions based on profitability ratio is easy. Once you understand the formula, once you have the formula, you will be able to attempt the questions on your own itself.
Okay,
Great.
sir. Okay, sir.
Let me first of all write down the formula of this particular topic. So first of all, profitability ratio. I want you to know this. So the first ratio under this is the gross profit ratio. And the formula to find out the gross profit ratio is the gross profit divided by the net sales into 100. Then the second ratio under the profitability ratio is operating ratio, operating profit ratio. And the profit for this is operating profit divided by net sales into 100. All right. And to determine the operating profit, what do we do? We take the value of the net sales, subtract the COGS out of it, subtract all operating expenses. This way we can get the operating profit. Or else you can also subtract the operating expenses out of the gross profit. Operating all operating expenses minus the gross profit. Let me write this down. Just a second. Please note it. To find out the operating profit, what do we need? It will be gross profit minus operating expenses. Okay. And there is an alternate formula of this as well. Depending upon the items available in the question, you can use any of the formula. The second formula is we can take the value of the COGS, cost of goods sold. All right. Sorry. Let's start with the net sales, value of the net sales. minus the cost of goods sold minus all operating expenses. Okay, so this is the alternate formula for finding out the operating profit. I hope this is clear. Now the next ratio is operating ratio. Operating ratio and operating profit ratio are different. So profit for this is operating cost divided by the net sales into 100. Okay. And if you're wondering what is operating cost, in that case, let me also write down the formula for determining the operating cost. Operating cost can be calculated by adding the cost of goods sold and operating expenses. So all operating expenses plus the cost of goods sold is collectively called operating cost. Okay. Fourth ratio under this is net profit ratio. Under net profit ratio, we have the formula for finding out the net profit ratio is very simple. It is net profit. All right, and this is also called profit after tax, PAT, profit after tax, divided by net sales into 100. All right. So basically, the common thing in all of our formula is net sales. See, under in the gross profit as well, the denominator we have net sales, operating profit, net sales in the denominator, operating ratio, net sales in the denominator, net profit ratio, net sales in the denominator. So every formula has one common thing, which is net sales. Now, fifth ratio will be a little different comparing with all other four ratios. In a sense that in this time denominator will be different. So this ratio is called return on investment. Return on investment, or this is also called ROI, and this is also called return on capital employed. Return on capital employed. In short, this is called ROC, return on capital employed. And to find out the return on capital employed, formula that we apply is profit before interest and tax. This is called PBIT divided by the capital employed. All right. And I'm sure all of you already know the capital employed, right? Alexander, do you understand what is capital employed?
Yes, sir, but I don't remember.
You know, but you don't remember. Okay. See, capital employed basically means shareholders fund plus non-current liabilities. This is called the capital employed. Understood? So these are the 5 ratios that we calculate in order to find out the profitability. Now, in order to solve question based on these ratios, you should have some idea about the income statement as well. Because unless and until you have the idea about the income statement, you won't be able to find out the ratio. Sometimes I'm not saying that you won't be able to find out the ratio in any of the question, but if you have the idea about the income statement, that will make things more easier for you. So let's also write down the income statement. All right, everybody wrote the formula, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Everybody done with the formula? Okay. So next heading is income statement. The first thing in the income statement is we start with net sales, right? If out of net sale, if we subtract the value of the COGS less cost of goods sold, also called COGS, then after subtracting, do you remember what do we get after subtracting COGS from net sale? We have already
Uh,
covered this.
gross profit.
Yes. Gross. Okay. And if you further subtract all other operating expenses such as expenses related to profit and loss account like salary, wages, the depreciation, electricity expense, or other operating expenses. After subtracting all other operating expenses, we'll get the operating profits. Okay. And once you get the operating profit, you have to subtract the non-operating expenses. Non-operating expenses will be non-operating expenses will be subtracted and non-operating incomes will be added. And after doing this, you will get the profit before interest for tax. Right? And this is also called PBI, profit before interest and tax. And once you subtract now the profit before interest and tax, if you subtract the interest, then you will be getting profit only profit before tax, right? Because interest has already been deducted now, so we'll get profit before tax only, since interest has already deducted. Okay. Then one more thing. After subtracting interest, if you will further subtract the amount of tax out of it, then the profit that you'll get will be considered as the profit after tax. This is called tax. Profit after tax. Understood? This is the income statement. And in formula, whatever the formula that we have written, there are various formula wherein the terminologies that we are using is directly taken from the income statement, like the gross profit, operating cost, net profit. These are all from the income statement. So if you have the clarity about the income statement, it will be easier for you to learn and retain to remember the formula. Understood? All of you written the income statement.
Yes, sir.
Done. Mariam, Halima, please confirm. Okay. So let's start with the question. We'll start with easy question first. Question is asking us to find out the gross profit ratio from the following information. Okay. Revenue from operation is given, that is net sales, and gross profit is 25% on cost. Gross profit is 25% on cost. You need to determine the gross profit ratio. Please try. I already gave you the formula for finding out the gross profit. You have to tell me the gross profit ratio. Do it quickly.
Sir, cost means cost of goods sold.
Yeah, cost means cost of goods.
Okay.
Done, everyone? Malima, Mariam, Alexander. Still doing it?
Sir, one moment.
Just tell me if anybody's having issues. Halima? Halima, please confirm if you're doing it or not.
Sir, my answer is 25, but it's not correct. Here it's given 20.
So that is wrong. No?
Yes. How do we calculate gross profit if it's 25% of cost on cost?
You have to apply the formula for finding out the gross profit. You know the formula for finding out the gross profit? Gross profit is equal to what? Net sales minus? Tell me. Do you remember the formula for finding out the gross profit? gross profit is equal to what? No idea?
I think I wrote it somewhere.
Sorry, I think.
Not
Sorry,
sure.
Halima,
Not
you're
sure.
not sure. So finding out the you just wrote the income statement, na? To have the income statement, look in the income statement to find out the gross profit. What do we need to do? Looking in the income statement, figure out how do we determine the gross profit? And tell me. See, as per the income statement, it says in order to find out the gross profit, you need to subtract cost of goods sold out of the net sales, right? Is this clear now? Is it clear, Halima? Halima, I'm waiting for your response. Kindly respond whether it is clear or not.
Yes.
Sir, but if net sales minus COGS is gross profit, then why did they give gross profit is 25% on cost?
That is why I'm asking you to calculate it. Na? The question is, there is no problem with the question. Question is absolutely right. Anyways, let me show you how can we solve this question. It says compute gross profit ratio, not gross profit. It is asking us to find out the gross profit ratio from the following information. Revenue from operation is given, net sales is given, gross profit ratio, gross profit is 25% cost. Okay. Now see, first of all, to find out the gross profit ratio, would anyone of you please tell me the formula for finding out the gross profit ratio? Tell me quickly.
Gross profit by net sales into 100.
Yes. Gross profit divided by net sales into 100. This is how we will be getting gross profit ratio. Okay. Now see, I think the value of the net sales is already given. Hold that. And gross profit is not. We will have to find out gross profit. Once we get the gross profit, we'll get the answer. So to find out the gross profit, what we can do, we will be preparing working wherein we'll apply the formula, find out the gross profit. As for the income statement, the formula for finding out the gross profit is net sales minus COGS, right? Now the thing is that it says in the question that gross profit is 25% of cost of goods sold. And cost of goods sold is not given in the question. So let's assume COGS equals to X. Can we do that? And by taking COGS equals to X, we can write sales equals to, that is 4 lakh minus X, right? Equals to gross profit. And gross profit is how much? Gross profit is 25% of X, which means 0.25X. Can we do that as well? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So 0.25X and this minus X can be taken on the left side of the equation. It will become positive X plus X equal to 4 lakh. Can we also write this way? It will be 1.25X equal to 4 lakh. Can we do that? And now we will divide X 4 lakh divided by 1.25. Right now? Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this way we'll get the value of cost of goods sold at 3,20,000. Right? This is what? This is COGS, right? But if COGS is 3,20,000, what will be the gross profit? So gross profit will be 25% of COGS, right? Which is 25% of 3,20,000. Let's calculate 3,20,000 into 25%, which will be 80,000. Understood? Is this clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we can take the value in our main calculation. Cost profit equals to 80,000 divided by 4 lakh into 100. That is 20% as the answer. Tell me if it is clear. Yes or no, Halima, Eben, Mariam. Eben is joining late.
Sir,
Why are you late, Eben?
sir, I slept.
You were sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you show that next slide?
Can you show the next?
Sir, the working
Question.
note. Yeah,
Working
the
note.
working.
This is the working note. Just tell me whenever you want me to scroll down. Quickly. Put this down quickly.
Sir, can you scroll down?
Done?
Yes,
Moving
sir.
to the next question.
Sir, can
Question
you
number
show the
63. Can you show the
working note?
write it down quickly, Eben? Everyone else is waiting.
Sir, did we find the gross profit ratio? We only found the gross profit.
Yeah, we found now. See, this is the gross profit, and we put the value of the gross profit in the formula, gross profit ratio, 80,000.
Okay,
And
sir.
then we divided it by 4 lakh, got 20%. This is the gross profit ratio only.
Okay, sir.
Answer in profitability ratio every time is calculated in terms of percentage. Like activity ratio is calculated in times, and solvency and liquidity ratio is calculated in terms of ratio. It is calculated in terms of percentage.
Okay, sir.
All right, moving to the next question, question number 63. Everyone, please try this gross profit ratio again. We need to figure out the gross profit ratio. Cash sales is given 20% of total sales. Credit sales are 5 lakh. Purchases are there. Excess of closing inventory over opening inventory is 25,000. Let's give it a try. I think just a second. Right now, I think you won't be able to solve this question. Cash sales, total sales. Just wait. Yeah, okay. So for now, just skip this question for now. We'll talk about it later. But first, try question number 13. Try question number 30. From the following information, calculate gross profit ratio. Credit sales are given. Purchases, carriage inward, decrease in inventory, return output, and wages is there. Question number 13. Doing everybody? This question is little difficult. Just,
Sir, I'm
just
not
tell
able.
me if you're able to solve it or not able to solve it. Okay, no problem. I'll solve it for you. See. Suppose question number 60. Okay, so first of all, see, we need to find out the gross profit ratio right now. So we'll write down the formula. Gross profit ratio equals to gross profit of the business divided by net sales into. Okay, now see, let's find out whether gross profit or net sales is directly given in the question or not. Yeah. So gross profit, neither the gross profit is directly given nor the net sales is given. However, the credit sale is given, and the last item in the question is the rate of credit sale to cash sale is 4:1. So ratio of credit and cash sales is given. Apart from these purchases, carriage inward, decrease in inventory, return outward, post wages, all these information are there. Okay. So first of all, we'll start with what? We'll start with first of all, let's try to find out the net sales or the gross profit. But you won't be able to figure out the value of the. Okay, let's start with the cost of goods sold. Working mode. Given credit sales is given. So let's start with net sales. So first working note I'm making for finding out the net sales. Do you recall the formula of net sales? Everybody? Net sales equals to what? Cash sales plus credit sales minus the sales return. Right? It is the formula. And credit sales is given in the question. It says credit sale is 10 lakh. Sales return is, I guess, also there. Yeah, by the name of return outward, everybody is able to see that on the right hand side of the table. It is return outward. Second item, return outward is what? It is the sales return. So we'll have to subtract 20,000. Cash sales is not directly given in the question, but the ratio between credit and cash sales is given as 4:1. So you know what? Ratio of credit sales to cash sales is given, which is 4:1. So that means credit sale is 4 times the cash sales, right? And we interpret it like this. Credit sale is 4 times of the cash sales. Can we say that? Yes or no? Please confirm.
Yes.
Can we also write it? Can we write it this way? 4/1 equals to credit sales divided by cash sales. And if credit sale is already given in the question, 10 lakhs, cash sales is missing. Simply by cross multiplying this, we'll get cash sales equals to 10 lakhs divided by 4. And so the answer will be 2.5 lakhs. Can we write it this way? Can we calculate? Do you understand the calculation? Cash sales will be 2.5 lakh. Understood, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Understood. Everybody got it? And you can ensure that credit sale is 4 times the cash sale, right? 4 times of 2.5 lakh is what? 10 lakh. So we got the value of the cash sales equals to 2.5 lakh, that is 2,50,000. So this will give us the total value of the net sales. So total value of the net sales will be what? 12,50,000 minus 20,000. This is 12,50,000. Right? Yes or no? Everyone, please confirm. This is
Yes.
clear. Okay. And moving to the just a second. It was return outward, na. Return outward is purchase return. I'm sorry. Return outward is not sales return. Sales return is return inward. Return outward basically means the goods that we have purchased is we are returning those goods. So in this case, return inward is not given. So this will be equal to 0. I'm sorry. This should be equal to 0. And instead of 2,30,000, it will be 2,50,000. Is it clear now, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So this is the solution for this. This is the net sales. Now we got the net sales. We just need gross profit for our solution. Net sales is 12 lakh. Okay. Now, in order to find out the gross profit, we will have to prepare an extra working note, right? How do we determine gross profit? Any idea? It is net sales
Minus COG.
minus COG. Net sales we already got 12,50,000. And to find out the COGS, you remember the formula. Formula for finding out the COGS is purchases, right? Minus purchase return, right? Plus all direct expenses, yes or no? Plus closing stock. Closing stock. Right now, everybody understood the formula? In the question, purchases are given 6 lakh, 12,50,000 minus purchases are 6 lakhs. Purchase return is given as 20,000. Direct expenses are carriage inward is a direct expense, wages is a direct expense, everybody. So 1 lakh plus 20,000. This is 1,20,000. Okay. And then we have closing stock is not given, but there is a decrease in closing stock is given in the question. Decrease in closing stock is given in the question. What do we do with the decrease in closing stock? Tell me whether we should add it or subtract it. You tell me. See, as per the formula, purchases minus return plus direct expenses and closing stock need to be subtracted. Na? However, the closing stock is not given, but it is the decrease in stock is given. Now, see, decrease in stock means there is decline in the stock, so we need to subtract it. And closing stock is eventually be subtracted, so ultimately minus minus will get positive. So decrease in closing stock will be added back. Decrease in stock. If it was increase in stock, we would have subtracted. Why? Because see, closing is I'm treating the decrease in stock just like the closing stock. So we need to subtract the closing stock, and we got the decrease in stock. So whatever the value of decrease in stock is given in the question, you will be subtracting it. And if this is minus and this is also minus, minus minus will get plus. So therefore I'm adding it. So decrease in stock will be added. Right? And now 12 lakh 30,000 minus 6 minus 20 plus 120 plus 20. Just a second. Calculating it. This will be 7, 27, 7 lakh 20,000. And subtracting 7 lakh 20,000 out of it, we will be getting 5 lakh 40,000. Is it clear, everybody? This calculation is clear. Alexander, Hiba, not Hiba, Halima, Evan, Mariam.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll put this value of the gross profit in our main calculation. So it will be 5 lakh 40,000 divided by 12 lakh 50,000 200, and also that we'll be getting. Similarly, we calculate 5 lakh 50,000 divided by 12 lakh 50,000. So it will be 0.4 equals to 200. Will be 42.4% I'm getting. 42. This is the answer. Tell me everyone if this is clear or not.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Please try the next question, question number 65. Dan, Alexander, Mariam, Halima, Abin.
Sir, which one is the direct expense?
Which one is the direct expense?
Yes.
Carriage inward is the direct expense.
So,
Wages is a direct expense.
okay, sir.
Anyone else have done it? Mariam, Halima, Abin. Anyone able to finish it? Isn't that difficult? You guys are taking too long to finish it. Do it quickly. Dan, Alexander,
Sir,
none of you have got the
wrong
answer yet. You're getting the wrong answer. Okay, just tell me the value of the, first of all, tell me the value of the net sales you have got.
Sir, 10 lakh.
Yeah, that is right. Also tell me the cost of goods sold.
Sir, I got 4,08,000.
Okay, how did you get 4,08,000? Just tell me the total purchases.
4 lakh.
4 lakh, that's right. And is there any return? Have you subtracted the return outward?
Yes, sir, 20,000.
20,000. Okay, and further wages, what about wages? Have you added it?
Yes, yes, sir.
And carriage inward, have you added it?
Yes, sir.
So 20 plus 8, 28,000 is added. And what about the decrease in inventory?
No, sir, haven't done
Have
it.
you added it? Yeah, you have to add it now. This is just the same question that we did earlier. Decrease in inventory here as well, and here we go. Decrease in inventory in this case as well. So you have to add it now. We just covered it.
Yes, sir, but decrease in inventory is direct expense.
No, this is not because we are not adding it because it is a direct expense. This is like, what do we do with the closing stock, Alexander? In order to find out the COGS, do we need to subtract the closing stock? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So in the same way, since the decrease in closing stock is not given in the question, so what do we do? Simply add the decrease in stock. It is just like the closing stock. Closing stock has to be subtracted, but because there is decrease in stock, so instead of subtracting it, we will have to add it. All
Okay, sir.
right. We did the same thing in the previous question as well. Mariam, what about you? You have done it. You got the answer. Anybody want me to solve this question? Mariam is having some trouble. Okay, I think I
Sir,
should
can you
solve this
solve,
question.
sir? We are not able.
Yeah, sure. Obviously. See, we'll start with the, first of all, we'll start with the formula, right? Gross profit ratio. First of all, let's find out the value of the net sales. To find out net sales, what we'll do, we'll take the value of the cash and credit sales, 2 lakh plus 8 lakhs. Let me just write it here now, instead of making it show gross profit divided by net sales. Is clear, everybody? This will be 10 lakhs, right? And now to find out the cost profit, we must have the cost of goods sold. To find out the cost of goods sold, what we'll do, we'll take the value of the purchases, both the net credit purchase and the cash purchase, and we'll subtract the returns. We'll further subtract all direct expenses, and we will add a decrease in stock. Okay. And purchases are given in the question. 440 plus 3,60,000. So it will be 4 lakh. Is that right? Understood, everybody? Then we subtract the return outward, which is purchase return, 20,000. All direct expenses need to be subtracted, which include carriage inward and the wages, to 20,000 and 8,000. So that is 28,000. And we will add the decrease in inventory, which is given as 1,22,000. And after doing the calculation, you must be getting 5,30,000. Right? Now to find out the gross profit, what we can do? We will subtract the net sales minus the COGS. Net sales is how much? It was 10 lakhs. We'll subtract 5 lakh 40,000 out of it, and we will get the answer. We will get the gross profit equals to 4,70,000. All right. Now we can put this value here. Gross profit 4,70,000 divided by 10 lakhs. So ultimately, the answer is 47%. Is it clear now? Everyone, please confirm if this is clear, yes or no. Now it is clear now. Alexander, Mariam, Abin.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. So this was question number 65. Moving through the next question number 66. This is an easy question, and I'm sure you will be able to do it on your. Kindly take the screenshot. Or what do you think? We should try this. Just read this and let me know if you want me to solve this for you, or if you want to try, I'll be giving this as a homework. Just read this and let me know whether you will be able to solve it or not.
So we will do this as homework.
You'll be able to do this, huh? Okay. So this kindly take the screenshot of this question, please, everybody. Done. Also take the screenshot of question number 67. Done as well.
Yes, sir.
And average inventory is 320, inventory turnover ratio, average trade receivable turnover ratio, cash sales 25% net sales. All right, so let's try this question. Question number 68. I want you to try this question now. This is comparatively difficult. Doing everyone? First of all, the average inventory is given, inventory turnover ratio is given, average trade receivable is given, trade receivable turnover ratio is also given, cash sale 25% of net sales is given. What do you need in order to find out the gross profit? You need to find out the net sales, right? And to find out the net sales, first of all, and the gross profit, to find out the talking about the net sales, you need to have credit sale as well as the cash sales. And in order to find out the gross profit ratio, you will also be required to find out the gross profit. So everybody, I would recommend that you should start with the inventory turnover ratio first. Okay. Inventory turnover ratio. Do you remember the formula for the inventory turnover ratio, everyone? This is we did it in the activity ratio. The first ratio under the activity ratio was the inventory turnover ratio, which is also called stock turnover ratio. If you are not able to recall the formula, let me tell you. Formula for finding out the inventory turnover ratio is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. So by applying the formula for the inventory turnover ratio, you will get the value of the cost of goods sold. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you remember the formula for trade receivable turnover ratio, do you remember the formula for the trade receivable turnover ratio? What is the formula for trade receivable turnover ratio?
So net credit sale by average trade receivable.
Net trade sales divided by average trade receivable. Yeah. So by applying this formula, you will get the value of the net credit sales. Right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Just a second. You will be get formula for trade receivable turnover ratio is net sales divided by average trade receivable. Na?
Sir, cash sales is there in the question, so then I think we have to in my book it says net credit sale.
Yeah, so net credit sales, and we have the average trade receivable given in the question. Okay, just start the question, please. start with the inventory turnover ratio, then apply the trade receivable turnover ratio. Okay. This way, I think you'll be able to get the net credit sales and the cost of goods sold. Inventory turnover ratio equals to, tell me the formula.
Cost of goods sold divided by average inventory.
Yes, cost of goods sold divided by the
Average
the
inventory.
sorry,
Cost of goods sold divided by average.
average inventory, right? So the turnover ratio, inventory turnover ratio is already given in the question 8 times. And apart from this, average inventory is also given 3,30,000. So you will be able to get the COGS, right? So it will be, just a second, let me calculate. 3,30,000 into 8 is 5,60,000. Right now, I'm getting 25,60,000. Okay, so we get one part of the
Sir, how 3,20,000 into 8?
3,20,000 into 8 will be 25,60,000. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I couldn't understand your question, Alexander. What are you asking? You are asking how did we get 3,20,000?
Yes, sir.
It is given in the question itself. Na? Average inventory 3,20,000. First item.
Yes.
Got it?
Okay, sir.
Okay, then next we will apply the formula of paid receivable given the question. Paid receivable turnover ratio is 6 times. Now to paid receivables turnover ratio. Formula for this is net credit sales divided by the average paid receivables. And the average paid receivable is also given, paid receivable turnover ratio is also given. It is 6, it is 4 lakhs. So eventually, net credit sales will be 24 lakhs. So right, we got this answer. We got the answer of the net sales, right, everyone? Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now it says in the question that the cash sales is 25% of the net sales, right? So let net sales equals to, let net sales equals to X, right? So it will be, the formula for net sales is what? Net sales equals to credit sales plus the cash sales, right? Net sales we have assumed it as X. Credit sale we have got 2,40,000, and cash sales is 25% of the net sales. So that is 0.25 X. So what we can do, X minus 0.25X equals to 2,40,000. So X equals to 2,40,000 divided by 0.75. We will get the value of the net sales, right? It will be 2,40,000 divided by 0.75. So this is 3,20,000. Okay, everyone. So this is what this is net. This is net sales. This is what we require for our calculation. Is it clear? Yes or no? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Got that 0.75.
Divided by 0.75. 2,40,000 divided by 0.75. So in order to find out the we were here. Now let's apply the formula of gross profit ratio. Which is gross profit divided by net sales into 100. And the net sales we have got is 3,20,000. In order to find out the gross profit, we will subtract the COGS minus the net sales. Okay. But wait a minute. I think cost of goods sold was very high. Are we committing some mistake anywhere? Let me just a second. Okay. Net trade sale is not 40,000, it is 24 lakhs. Okay, so if it is 24 lakhs, if we'll divide 24 lakh by 0.75, you'll get 32 lakhs as the value of the net sales. So instead of 3,20,000, make a correction here. Let us see 32 lakhs. Now to find out the net, to find out the gross profit, what we'll do, we'll subtract COGS out of the net sales. COGS was how much? It was 25 lakh 60,000. So 25 lakh divided by 3 lakh divided by 32 lakhs. All right, is it clear, Alexander?
Yes, sir.
So 42 lakh minus 35 lakh 60,000 divided by 32 lakhs, and obviously 200. It will be gross profit ratio is 20%. This is our answer. Let's tell me if anyone having any doubt.
No doubt, sir.
Okay, so this was question number 68. And I'm giving you a few questions to try in your homework. Question number 69. Okay. Take the screenshot quickly. Done?
Yes.
Then question number 7 as well. Now see, this is a question based on the operating ratio. Let's do one thing. Let me solve this question for you so that I can give you other question as a homework. Question number 70, 72 and 70 I'll be doing for you, and 71 I'll give you as a homework, 72, 73. Okay, just a second. So what do we need to calculate in this? We need to find out the operating ratio, right? So we already wrote the formula for the operating ratio, which is, what was the formula? What was the formula for the operating ratio? Anyone? It is operating profit
By net sale into 100.
by net sales. Okay, and if you look at the income statement, and could you please, by looking in the income statement, tell me how do we get the operating profit? First of all, we take the value of the net sales, right? Go to the income statement, everybody, and see, in the income statement, we write the first thing in the income statement is the net sales, then we subtract COGS, and then we further subtract operating expenses, and eventually we get the value of the operating profit. So we have two approaches to find out the operating profit. First, out of net sales, subtract COGS and operating expenses, number one. Number two, if we have the amount of gross profit given in the question, then simply from the gross profit, if you subtract the operating expense, then also you will get the operating profit. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's get back to the question and see. In the question, it says cost of revenue from operation, that is cost of goods sold, is already given in the question. Operating expenses 1,20,000. Revenue from operation, which is cash sales, 5,20,000. Return 20,000. Okay. So these are all given. You need to find out the operating ratio. So let me show you how we can do this.
So net
Yeah.
sale is cash sale minus return.
Sorry?
Net sales is cash sales minus return.
Yeah, net sales is cash sales minus return.
Okay.
So see, in the net sales, you also take the value of the credit sale, but credit sale is not given in the question now.
Yes,
So
sir.
in order to find out the net sales, what we'll do, we'll simply subtract the sales return only from the cash sale without adding the credit sales.
Yes.
Anyway, so see, this is how we'll do it. First of all, to find out the operating cost, because in the numerator section of the formula, we want operating. First of all, we'll have to figure out the operating cost. Why do we want to find out the operating cost? Because in order to find out the operating profit, we will have to subtract the operating cost from the net sales. So this cost of goods sold plus all operating expenses added together will be considered as the operating cost. So 3 lakh is the cost of goods sold given in the question, and operating expenses is 1,20,000. Adding them together, we'll get 4,20,000. Okay. Now we also need revenue from operation, that is sales. We also need net sales. Cash sales is already given, only given in the question. In order to find out the net sales, subtract the returns. Cash sales is how much? It is 5,20,000, and sales return is 20,000. Subtracting this, we'll get the okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So to find out the operating ratio, we'll put the value formula that I wrote is for the operating profit ratio. Now, this is not the operating. Just a second. What question actually requires? Question one. Just a minute. Which question we were doing? Question number 70. Right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me. Okay. Question requires us to find out the operating ratio, not the operating profit ratio. I applied the formula for operating profit ratio. Operating profit ratio and operating ratio is different.
Yes, sir.
Formula for operating ratio is not operating profit divided by net sales. It will be operating
Operating
cost
cost.
divided. Sorry. So now we have got operating cost divided by net sales. We got 5 lakh into 100. Now we'll get the answer. 4,20,000 divided by 5 lakh. It is 4,03,000 divided by 84%. All right. This is the answer. Done, everyone. Anybody having any issue understanding anything in this question? Mariam, Abin.
It's clear, sir.
Okay. So, guys,
Not a bit.
sorry.
Can
Abin.
you scroll down? Can you scroll down?
Yeah, Alexander, confirm whether you want me to do more question based on this chapter right now, or shall we just continue the session and continue with the cash flow statement?
Sir, how there's like 2 more formulas now.
Yeah, there are 2 more formulas, but
Can you scroll up?
to understand those, just do one thing. Now, there will be questions in the your textbook. Try solving those questions. You got the idea. Now, the basic thing is to understand the income statement in it. Once you have clarity about the income statement, I think you'll be able to attempt the question.
Okay, sir.
Like if you talk about the operating ratio, in order to find out the operating ratio, what do? You just need to subtract the operating cost from the net sales. You will get the operating profit, and the same profit can be put here, and you will get the operating profit ratio. Done. All right.
Yes, sir. But sir, operating expenditure and operating cost is same.
Operating expenditure and operating
Cost.
operating expenditure is like how should I explain it? Some total of cost of goods sold and all other operating expenses is the total operating cost. Sorry. Operating expenses is basically indirect expenses. COGS is a direct expense. All right, so adding all these expenses together, that is called operating cost.
Okay, sir.
You have to cover some questions, but we don't have time left now in this session. We'll have to end this session. And I'll have to ask your counselor to basically create a new session to ask so that I can provide you extra class of the cash flow statement. So we won't be continuing this session further. We'll just end it here. We'll discuss more about the ratio in the next class. We have three ratios left in this topic. After that, we'll be able to finish it. And in the next session, everyone else, Mariam, Eben, will be starting a new chapter, which is cash flow statement. All right. Since Alexander is having his exam tomorrow, so I'll have to provide him some extra class for a few minutes, half an hour or 45 minutes. All right. So for now, you can leave the session. All right, Mariam and Eben. And Alexander, you just wait here. Let me confirm whether I can continue the class with you with the same link, or shall I discontinue it and ask for the new session? All right.
Okay, sir.